Do you want to do some tongue twisters to speak clearly? Some diction exercises, as they say.
Diction.
All right, let's try one.
Diction.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but she found the butter bitter. So Betty bought a bit of better butter to make the bitter butter better. Try that one.
Betty's butter. Betty's butter.
Blue blood, black bug, blue bug. Bill had a billboard. Bill also had a board bill. The board bill. So Bill sold his billboard and paid for the board bill. Then the board bill. No longer board bill. But thought he had no more board bill. Neither did he have his billboard.
Bill's board. Bill has a board. My buddy Bill has a board.
Let's try the diction for the F words. 4 furious friends fought for the phone. 4 furious friends fought for the phone. 5 flippant Frenchmen fly from France for fashions. 5 flippant Frenchmen fly from France for fashions.
I think that one's wrong. It would be flew for fashions. Like I think in a grammatical point of view, because I think a tongue twister has to be at least grammatically correct. You know, like red leather, yellow leather. It's just kind of red leather, comma, yellow leather. Very, very easy.
James just jostled Jean gently. Jack the jailbird, Jack the deep. Oh, fuck, I messed it up. Well, welcome to the show.
Continuing tonight on Two C's in a Pod. 96.7 on your
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's in a pod, because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com. Welcome to the show. That's right, Cam. Hey, thanks for listening. You're listening to another episode of 2 C's in a Pod. I believe this is episode 64, I want to say. Like that song by Sir Paul McCartney.
The 64th
Sir
song?
John Lennon.
Did he come up with a song called the 64th?
George Harrison and Ringo Starr. I'm sure he has his night shift. My name is Cameron Osborne. Thanks for listening. Of course, I'm sitting across the horn. His name is Cam LeClaire.
That's right. Kiss her quick, kiss her quicker, kiss her quickest. This is Cam LeClaire signing on.
Signing on. Usually you kind of
I sign off sometimes.
You kind of like tag on, which one thing, yeah, you never sign on to the meeting. Which is really nice to hear, folks. We have a great show for you today. Of course, April is here.
April is here. We made it. We're in another lockdown.
We're hoping for a lot of showers this month. Of course, to eventually bring the eventuality of May flowers.
Right. That is the goal. That is the goal with April. Big jokes day today. It is April Fool's. You're hearing this recording on. I know, folks, that the secret sauce going on behind the scenes. How could you ever know when we're recording? Of course, this is live. This is actually a pre-record.
Of course, there was that one episode that we kind of brought listeners behind the paywall there and just kind of let them know a little bit of how the sausage is made. A little bit of inside baseball.
Any jokes planned?
Do I have any jokes planned? No, probably not. I got to kick out to work a little bit later this afternoon. I of course always love, you'll see the social media April Fools, and I saw a couple yesterday from places in the UK who are, kind of like they are that little 6-hour bump ahead, and you always forget it's April Fools because I'm an adult. So
right.
You'll read something online and then be like, wow, uh-oh.
What a crazy stat. Is that a headline or is that an asinine? Who knows?
Exactly, right? But most of all, it's just things making up. Do you have any? I got to tell you. Maybe I'll show you mine, and then maybe you can show me yours, Cam. My top April Fool's prank ever. This was the top one.
This is the peak.
This was the
when
pinnacle.
It all went downhill after that.
Well, it was really like the only one I kind of ever did. Of course, I had siblings later. I had step siblings that I eventually moved in with. So I never had a lot of that sibling rivalry that I'm sure you have, right? That kind of whether you're
as you do,
whether you have a big brother picking on you or you're picking on the little sibling. I never did any of that because I wasn't really
ankle pick him and beat him down.
Exactly. I never did any of that just because I wasn't really a brother. So I kind of stayed away from that, except for this 1 year, of course. Do you remember? Well, of course, we here at Two Seasons Pond, we have the our Scholastic book fairs and our magazine campaigns that we're still driving hard for. If you want a copy of Sports Illustrated, be sure to let us know. twoceasinapod@gmail.com.
2016 model.
All of the. All of those like campaigns and shit you would do at school came with those little gifts, and we'd always receive these little unfoldable calculator, alarm clock,
the most useful thing
kind
you
of
could
thing.
imagine.
And it would prop up on your desk.
In case you are unsure of when you wake up in the morning, what day it is, what time it is, and how much you owe that day to rent.
So it props up on your desk, and then you kind of fold it up.
Today would be a perfect day.
Today would be a perfect day for that. So I had, over the course of a few years, I had many of these things. So my prank was, my stepsister, I set her alarm on her bedside table to 4 in the morning or something, right? 3 in the morning. And then I take another one of these little things, these little alarm clocks, and I set one for 3:01, but I kind of hide it in her sock drawer. And then I take another one
instead of 3:01, right?
Pardon?
1 minute apart. You said 4 o'clock, then.
Oh yeah, whatever it was, whatever 1 minute
interval, right?
Whatever 1 minute was, and then I set another one for 3:02, and I put that in the closet. And I set a couple for 3:03, and I hid those, in her toy chest or something like that.
Classic.
All in said and done, there must have been 10 or 12 alarm clocks in there.
No. At one point, you stop going to bed, and you're like, I know it's coming.
So I woke up early because I knew it was coming. I was still young enough that I probably would have been getting to bed, maybe around 11 o'clock or something. I set my alarm for 2:55 so I can wake up and I can't be in the hall. Just put my ear against the door. Just wait for it to come. And of course, that first alarm comes and you think, oh, I set my alarm by mistake. Just turn it off.
What a whoopsies.
What a whoopsie, right? That second alarm comes up. You've never heard that chime before. You've never heard that sound. The third one, the fourth one, let me tell you, at one point, she's just screaming.
I'd imagine.
She wasn't even trying to find them all and turn them off. It was very, very funny. I got. Isn't it funny that you get blamed for a prank on April Fools? I don't know.
Yeah, it should be a carte blanche.
It was one of those things where it was oh, I thought this was the day that, it's on the fucking calendar.
We're allowed to do.
You're told as a
everyone
kid.
knows it's coming.
This wasn't necessarily a harmful prank. Nobody got hurt. No property got damaged.
Right.
But I still kind of had to, I wasn't sure if it was it was because I was doing it against, my younger stepsister, if that was the problem.
I think it's mostly because you got in trouble because everyone's tired when it happens. When people are tired, people just react.
That's a good point.
Poorly. This morning, Shannon's sleeping on the couch because she worked all nights, and I say, I'm going to use the blender. You should probably wake up. Doesn't wake up. Now I have to start putting dishes away because I can't find the blender cup. And she wakes up all mad. She's like, do you have to make so much noise? I'm like, this is reasonable. I let you know. You can't be mad. You're mad because you're tired.
See, Cam, but also you have, if what I can recall from unloading your kitchen, you have 4 or 5 different blending machines over there. Could you not have found one of the other ones?
Oh yeah, but you're looking for the blender cup.
Maybe take it up. Maybe take it upstairs. Blend your stuff upstairs, or.
I mean, she needs to go to bed. She can't be sleeping on the couch all day. Got work to do.
It's a big ass couch, though.
I guess. I don't know. My point is that tired people will wake up very angry. I pulled that prank on Connor one time. He said he was going to go take a nap. And they were like, we'll get this idiot. So we all got our phones and then hit them all in the room everywhere. Same gist of it. But then he just stole all our batteries and said, I'm not waking up.
Wait,
you're not getting your phone back.
You did the same alarm prank?
Same alarm prank, except then he's like, you can take your phone back. You will not get your battery back.
See, that's what I like to call a classic backfire.
Yeah, the old switcheroo, as they say.
You know, yeah, because I mean, you took the risk putting your thing in there. It would be, you know, especially like you said, you're waking up somebody. You know, if I had all of my shitty alarm clocks smashed that day, that was the price I would have had to pay from some angry person.
Worth the gag.
I mean, was it? Was it ultimately worth it? I'd say so. It's tough. It's tough though.
One time we put saran wrap on the toilet.
Classic,
me and my brother.
Classic prank.
Classic. And then my dad picked up on it but didn't let us know, so he bought an O. Henry bar, put it in the microwave, and then put it on top, and then just like, you know, once he found it, just yelled, like, "Get over here now!" And he's like, look at it. And then he took a bite of it, and he's like, look at this, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Oh, your dad pulled a little Caddyshack on him. Your dad pulled a little Caddyshack on you guys.
Oh, is that from that movie?
Yeah, but it's floating around in the pool.
Oh, okay.
And then everyone gets scared and gets out of the pool until the guy cleaning the pool just like picks it up, looks at it, takes a bite of it.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I never heard that one, so that was original to me, but I knew it was definitely inspired from somewhere.
Well, yeah, I'm sure first he tried a Twix bar. He's like, these are way too skinny, way too small. Then he kind of
sure you can estimate what you think it looks like.
He went in the other
Oh,
direction
Henry's.
and took like an Arrow bar. And they're like, this doesn't look right at all. Oh, Henry, it's got a bit of that
Hershey's block. Like,
exactly,
no
right?
It
takes a, you know, Oh, Henry really is the most poo looking
easily
chocolate bar out there.
Mars isn't bad if you're looking for a little log.
Maybe a bunch of slightly melted together M&Ms, you know, without the candy coating or without the color coating.
We're back. Yeah, she's been doing this thing where she finds the part on the deck the part on the fence that is dirt and digging holes under it. So now I have to keep a little more watchful eye until I find rocks to put there.
Dogs dig holes.
Dogs dig holes. Dogs try and leave sometimes.
So dogs try and leave sometimes. See, I think, you know, you're just experiencing the suburb.
I don't know where she'd go.
You're experiencing suburbia. I think that's what it is, Cam.
Yeah, I'm not used to it.
You know, you want your dogs free running around like they're chickens at a farm.
Ideally. But, yeah, I don't know where she'd go. She doesn't have a collar, so that's probably the biggest problem.
You don't have a collar with a little tag that you got at PetSmart?
No, we do that when we're up at the
bone?
cottage. We do it at the cottage when she has free range, but here, there's just risks of dogs choking themselves because they'll catch it on something when they're alone and then they get hung. Yeah.
God, I feel like
more than you think.
That has to be the same. You concerned about your dog's collar choking you is, I feel like, just like any other, it's like a kid, you know, like parenting techniques that our parents used on us. A new parent would probably say, like, why did you do that? There was such a risk of this,
right?
Such a risk of that. You know, the Jolly Jumper has been recalled because it's snapping and babies are falling 6 inches to the ground.
6 inches to the ground, smashed vertebrae.
But it's looked like us. We were
Never
fucking fine. Look at our dogs that we grew up with. They were fucking fine. They didn't choke themselves on a branch.
Some of them did.
Well, yeah, there's always going to be some of them.
Survivorship bias.
Jesus Christ, Cam.
Eight of them died. The 2 of them left. They're like, look at us.
Jesus Christ, Cam. I didn't think you'd be the pessimistic one in the morning. I thought you'd be so chipper.
Well, I don't know why you don't have a shirt on, to be honest.
It's why would I have to? Why would I have to?
I don't know.
It's just us here. It's just us here in the studio.
It's cold outside.
I got the sun shining right on me. I got the sun shining on me. It's keeping me warm.
Yeah, shine on you, crazy diamond.
Thank you.
Hey, what do you think of this? I don't know. Did you get the news last night? Did you hear about this? We
have a new segment here on the show. It's called "Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?"
Have you heard about this? You heard about this? Yeah, you heard about that? Oh yeah, whole province going into lockdown again. So that's great. Number 3, baby. Maybe this will be the last. Who fucking knows? But that was some somber news. I woke up to that this morning at 3 a.m. Shannon had sent me a text letting me know Doug Ford's putting us in lockdown again for a month. So non-political podcast, but not something you want to wake up to.
Yeah, I think I fell asleep to that message, actually. So just as you were waking up from that message, I was falling asleep to it.
Yeah, sad state of affairs. Sad.
Yeah. That's
No
bold.
comment.
Way to fucking
Just
way to fucking bring us down here, Cam.
Well, I want to get your instant reaction.
Oh, wait, you want my Cameron Osborne all caps reacts to?
Yeah, reacts to. I want your
I
face.
refuse to contribute to YouTube's react to videos. We don't need another one of those online.
Yeah, I need your new male face posting up there with like bright colors in the background. Oh my god!
I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked. You can't believe what I did to my best friend's house. Yeah, well, Cam, I work in the tourism live event industry. I mean, every single day they do their fucking little message there, and right around the time we'll try to take our lunch break, and then we're just gonna sit on our lunch break and listen to what the province has to offer. Who I feel bad for. I feel bad for all the restaurants who got stoked to open up again on patios, purchased a lot of inventory, and now will have to stop. Because inventory, it's not food prices aren't not necessarily inexpensive,
right?
not to say that I know the cost of things like that, and that would suck, right? Imagine that, buying like weeks and weeks of food, anticipating it's going to be fucking packed. You should have seen King Street the other day. It was just fucking every single table at every single little place was occupied. Restaurants probably purchased accommodating that, and now no.
Now it's all gone. Now it's all just going to the trash.
But they do say, Cam, that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So,
who knows?
Who knows? Are we insane? Probably. Should we expect a different result? Probably not.
I don't think, everyone says that is the saying. Insanity is the definition. Look that up. Not the definition.
Oh, what's the literal definition of insanity?
Yeah,
no, I'd probably
definition.
say it's not that, but I'd say it's maybe like a how multiple definitions for a word? It could be up there on like number 5.
Maybe.
Like, where it's like insanity is like, mentally unstable, whatever, and then eventually
maybe on Urban Dictionary.
Eventually works its way down. It probably is like slightly after the colloquial, like, that was really cool. Like, that was insane.
Ah, yes, that version of insane. That was rad. The definition of insane is when Tony Hawk did the first ever 1080.
1080? Wow. He took that 900 of his and he was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do a half one.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little halvesy here.
Little halfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge. Shouts out to Tony Hawk.
Yeah, he needs it. I
think he's doing okay.
He's definitely doing okay.
I think Bam Margera is the one we need to get shouts out to. He got canceled off the cast of Jackass 4.
How'd he get canceled? How'd he get...
Basically, they were like, you can be on the movie, want to be on the movie, but you have to stay sober and, like, basically do things for his own well-being. They were kind of big brothering him, like, don't show up drunk. You need to do piss tests. And he was like, fuck you. I think he probably tried for a bit, and then it all went sideways. And now he's no longer in Jackass 4.
I was going to say, the joke's on them. I don't think there is a Jackass 4.
There is.
Are they making it?
Yeah, currently. Yeah.
They're in the process of making a Jackass 4 with no Bam?
Correct.
Then what's the point? Is Dave Englund there?
I'd imagine.
Is Safety Dave? What about Aaron McKegney? He was always my favorite.
I sure hope so.
Preston?
Preston Lacey, yes.
Isn't it funny? So I guess they're very concerned about Bam Margera's drinking, but not concerned with Preston Lacey's obesity.
Drug use.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, people draw weird lines.
Isn't that a weird line that where the Jackass cast is arbitrarily drawing? I also thought the Bam was sober over the past...
He was, but then he fell off the wagon.
Or do you fall on the wagon? No, wait, you're on the wagon?
You jump off the wagon, on the wagon? I think you want to be on the wagon.
Like, what are you?
No,
what
back
are
on
you
the
right
wagon,
now?
back off
Are
the
you
wagon.
on the wagon? Like, what are we?
We're wagoneers, as they say.
And then you fall off the wagon.
Yeah, you fall. I think falling off the wagon means you're back on the booze.
God, this one's
and then
hard.
Back on the wagon.
I wonder where that one came from. Speaking of your little idioms.
Oh, that's a good one. Let's notes. Oh, by the way, do we have notes?
There are 0 notes from last week's show. I can only say that was because either the listeners never really, cared enough to let us know, or it's because we may have actually achieved finally the first ever perfect show.
Probably the second one.
Yeah. As a dog owner, you may have to, kind of migrate yourself into a new world of thinking, like a seasoned suburban dog owner. And unfortunately, I think, both of your parents are extremely knowledgeable on life. However, I don't think they would have maybe the advice to give on how to raise animals surrounded by things like fences and people and streets and roadways. I mean, my parents for years have had a consistent setup tear down of the backyard through the seasons. They have that kind of like a chest high orange plastic fencing that kind of rolls up. You'll see them around construction sites.
Yeah, I know the
boom,
ones.
that goes around the gardens when winter comes. Right? Dogs are just going to go in the gardens and fuck it up. Boom. That's something that you have to do, and then you take it down. Right? You do have, they do start digging. You figure out how to fix that, right? You kind of instead of blaming the dog for those sorts of things, you got to
there's no point.
You got to take a trip to Crappy Tire and sort of figure out, okay, how do I make this livable for a dog?
Well, where do I buy rocks from? Or where do I get rocks from?
Besides
I imagine
the forest or something?
A quarry? Is it? Yeah, well, I think a quarry would probably be good for just having rocks around.
You should, speaking of free on Kijiji, people are giving shit like that, garden things like that, away for free all the time.
I don't think you were speaking of it. I think that was a good transition.
I was saying speaking of it because it is something that we've certainly spoken about on the show. No, my stepdad built an entire rock. One of our he has the side deck that he built at the house is all stone, all different levels of stone, and you kind of put them in the ground and you walk on it. It's very nice. But they were all things that he got for free on Kijiji because people, if they're renovating a backyard, front yard, whatever it might be, just leave them hey, do you want these? It'll be less expensive for me than to get either bring them to somewhere where they're going to certainly charge you for it, or, you have one of those big, garbage bins or whatever. That'll add up.
So look for rocks on free on Kijiji, essentially.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, I bet you can find shit like that all over the place. Large patio stones also that people don't want to move themselves.
Yeah. That's what I ended up using, just throwing 2 patio stones down and just knowing for certain that I'll have to redo it, but something for now, basically.
Exactly.
Hey, speaking of free on Kijiji, what a transition. That was almost a good transition.
I believe we call it
free on Kijiji.
K-I-J-I-J-I-K, I-J-I-J-I-K, K-I-J-I-J-I-K,
I believe we call it a segue here in the big times.
Segue, yeah.
Well, was that
on the big smoke?
It was on the tip of your tongue?
The big smoke or the segue?
Segue.
No, you were saying it before, but Frank Gigi, how to find rocks.
Okay.
Man, this is going off the rails. Where does that one come from?
I think it's because sometimes you focus on offhand comments that I make, where I only focus on the big picture things in which you say. So I'm
a details guy, and you're kind of a big city guy.
Yeah, I blow right past the things that I know are non sequiturs. They really don't mean anything. I see the
neighborhood, and you see the city.
Yeah, and I'll say a very small thing as a part of a larger thing, and you're like, wait. Let's go back 90 seconds and talk about that very small thing. And then I say no, that actually didn't matter.
Cam, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, see?
Why do you show up to the show?
So we're never off the rails, It's really just kind of what you choose to pay attention to.
I guess. Well, speaking of things paying attention to, why don't we pay attention to a game, Cam? And that's called a non sequitur.
Yeah, well, of course, how the game's played. Called Free on Kijiji. There's things for free all the time. Cam giving things away for free. If you happen to find yourself Kitchener Waterloo and interested in any of the things that Cameron owns, just look online. I'm sure they're going to pop up eventually.
Oh, yeah. Got lots of stuff I post up on there. Hey Cam, I think we're going up the elevator today.
Little elevator pitch here for you. Okay, I got my suit and tie like Justin Timberlake, and I'm ready to go.
Bing. Hey bud, what floor are you going to?
Oh, hey, top floor.
Oh, perfect. Are you in that that council meeting, that town council meeting?
Yeah, the town council meeting. It's finally time that we put an end to this clean water bill. I've had enough of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just tired of meetings in general.
I get my water from bottles like a normal person. I don't need to open my tap up. Oh my god!
Who needs to even be in this meeting, really?
Libtards, you know them. You know the types.
Hey, what if I could give you a real good excuse to get out of this meeting? How's that sound?
Good excuse. I mean,
something like natural.
Oh, God, that would be great. I feel like I've used up every single excuse. I've gone through.
Like
I've through 4 or 5 wives just trying to get out of excuses. I've been to 3 or 5. I've had 3 or 5 dead wives just trying to get out of these meetings.
Maybe something a little less harsh, but still believable.
Okay, so dead daughter.
Dead daughter? Well, I was thinking.
Are you offering to kill my daughter?
I'm not offering to kill your daughter.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
offering.
You should. She's a bitch. You really should.
A full bottle of unused laxatives, and you'll be out of that meeting in no time. That's right. $30 value, free to whoever can use it. Show up to my doorstep, and I'll be happy to give it to you.
Whoever can
That's
use
right,
it?
everybody. I don't know. Yeah, like can, is that a pun? Who knows? Yeah, this person, I think this is actually a pretty good deal, personally. You don't see this too often, but I thought the shit joke lent to itself. Finding a nice laxative online, free to use, $30 value. If you need to shit yourself, come get this laxative free of charge.
Would you ever get something on Kijiji for free that you then put in your mouth and put in your body?
No.
I feel like that's where I draw the line. Yeah.
I mean, I draw several lines for sure, but that's one of them.
That's one of them.
That's one of the branches. Like, let's think. Other things I don't get on free on Kijiji. Yeah, I guess that all still falls under putting in my milk.
Wouldn't it be funny if somebody gave away X-Lax or, some kind of laxative like that in pill form, but actually like filled it up with Imodium instead? So like,
what's Imodium?
It's opposite. It's the opposite.
Oh, it blocks you up?
Yeah.
That'd be brutal.
You have a marathon. You're running a marathon. Take a little bit of Imodium. You don't have to explode halfway through.
Oh, is that what he's for?
I believe amongst other things, but yeah, if you don't want to go.
The only time I've heard of people using things to not make them poop is in the military. They use it when they go on like long missions. They're like, I do not want to poop in a gutter when we're getting shot at.
Well, exactly.
So.
And you're in a triathlon. You also don't want to have to take a dump because you want to win the race.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
When's the last time you shit yourself?
Never.
Never?
I shouldn't say never. I'm going to say 1.5 years old.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I don't think you're pushing the limits then hard enough.
No.
Playing it too safe, big guy.
No, I've got a good system. I've got a good.
You're never out walking, then you're like, my body's getting a little hot. You're feeling kind of sweaty, and you're sitting in a Chevy diarrhea.
No, my body doesn't react that same way to food, like as quickly. Or maybe I have a stronger stomach. But I have a friend who just the other day at work went to go grab a slice of pizza at Pizza Nova, a place that, himself, myself, everyone at work has eaten at many times just because it's the closest kind of pizza place to work. And after eating the slice, it was like 35 minutes later, he was like, I can't handle it.
What was he going to do?
He went to the washroom. But yeah, like my body doesn't act like that. I can eat kind of whatever and then not immediately explode.
Yeah, I mean, I think mine's sort of sensitive. Sometimes I don't even know what it is. Some things will just hit me, and then it's 45 minutes later. Like, yeah, we don't have any time to spare.
I'm sure I'll find that dish that it might be, but
try lots of cream.
Just drink straight cream. Maybe that could do it.
Let's go inside.
35.
All right. Cam. Well, what do you have free for me today, bud?
Okay, let's go for it. Ding.
Hello.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Johnson, right? You work in accounting?
Yeah, a lot of people work in accounting around here.
Yeah, but you're the one who went to school for it.
It's a whole day. Yeah.
You're the one with the
degree,
diploma
yeah.
on the wall from University of Phoenix Online.
What's going on?
Is that you?
What
Okay, no, I thought that was. Hey, though, I did hear. I think you and I actually have something in common. I heard that you love scuba diving.
Yeah. How did you hear that?
Yeah, your MySpace page mostly.
Yeah, you follow me?
Yeah, I follow you.
I got a podcast too.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No way. Are you on Friendster?
I know I'm still building the friends. So don't it's new, so it's only a few years old. So I'm still building the friends.
Well, I mean, I did hear that you love scuba diving, and I also, unfortunately, well, maybe not unfortunately, you did post it on your page as a status update that your wife took all the scuba gear in the divorce.
We don't talk about.
I thought it was really interesting. You made this
It's
kind
not
of
my
like
wife anymore. Okay.
you made almost like a pros cons list
never
of
no
but
marriage.
like things that she took and then things that I got to keep. It was sort of breaking down everything, and I just noticed that she kind of took all the scuba gear.
What about Cheryl?
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, since you lost all your scuba, or since you don't have any scuba gear,
It's not the only thing I lost.
I've got tons of extra stuff. Do you maybe want some? You maybe want some new gear?
Does it still smell like her?
No. It smells like the ocean, I guess, or the beach, or whatever.
I guess I'd be interested.
I got to stop you right there. You seem to be very emotional because prior to that pros and cons list that you posted, you were very openly divorcing your wife. You weren't divorced from her. Like you very proactively made the decision to divorce her.
You only know you love her when you let her go.
Okay. Well, if you are in the mood for some new gear, I do actually have some of the top of the line Atomic Aquatics goggles.
Really? They're
only 2 years old. I actually only got to use them a few times.
That's when we had our first kiss after 2 years.
Right.
Continue.
With the goggles. I mean, if you want them, they're yours.
I'll take them just for the memories.
Okay, well, only one catch. Just one little thing. I can bring them to work tomorrow. You can take them for free. I don't actually have the goggles. I just have the case for them.
Well, what's the use?
Well, you can buy your own Atomic Aquatics goggles and then put them in the case, because the case is only designed for this one particular set of goggles. So, unless it would just be like an empty case, you can't really fill with anything.
I'll take a look. I don't see a problem with that. Anyway, I gotta get to my accounting meeting. Oh, Cheryl!
A sad accountant. Has there ever been something more tragic?
Is there any other thing?
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. If you find yourself in Scottsdale, Arizona, you can pick up yourself a set of Atomic Aquatics goggle case. The case for a pair of Atomic Aquatics goggles.
Only fit one model.
They only fit that one brand of goggles, so it's on you, I guess, to make the rest of it work.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah, there you have it. Another free on Kijiji. We haven't heard that one in a long time. I've actually heard, Cam. I got some praise for the little jingle for the free on Kijiji, which is really just your voice. No, that's my voice manipulated. Never mind. Sorry.
Well.
I did hear a lot of praise about that one, and of course,
anyone say anything about the Wheel of Death?
That one is jingle-less.
Yeah, with the actual segment themselves.
Haven't heard any listener feedback. Of course, you know where to find us, twoceesinapod at gmail.com. We'd love to hear voice notes. You have something you want to plug. I'd love it if maybe a company kind of reached out to us and then we tried out a product and then and then see how it kind of like applies to our lives. See if it's helpful at all.
So you're asking for sponsorship, basically?
No, because sponsorship doesn't directly imply that you have to use it. Like, you can be sponsored by Old Spice, but still wear Speed Stick. I want, you know.
Not me. I'm a diehard.
You're a diehard
You
Old Spicer?
you give me anything, and I will use it.
Yeah, just give, hey, here's this. Yeah, you know, we want that firsthand.
Here's an empty goggles case. Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait to fill it with goggles. Right, you know, we want that's what we're kind of looking for right now, is products that we can use, that will also kind of result in some kind of financial compensation for us. You know,
Not exactly.
Okay.
Well, moving ahead. Hey, let's. Speaking of games we haven't played in a while, let's do another one.
Sure.
I call this one Urban Balderdictionary.
AIDS, bum, cum, douche, edge, fap, gimp, herb, ike, jerk, cush, lamp, mac, narc, oaf, pank, queet, re, slor, tilf, uff, vag, walk of shame, zon, yeet, and zuck. Now let's play some Balderdash. Urban Dictionary Balderdash. God, I worked so hard on this theme, and every single week you just butcher it. That's right, Cam. We all know how to play Urban Dictionary Balderdash, because we all know how to play Balderdash. We're all aware of what Urban Dictionary is. I'm kind of disappointed with Urban Dictionary because I kind of started clicking around maybe a few too many pages. You know, around like page 3 or 4, where the novelty of something will wear off, and then it's just actual dictionary definitions, as if somebody just kind of copy pasted from Webster's. Of course, our friends at Merriam-Webster, they're on the horn with these sorts of things, always adding new words to the dictionary. And Urban Dictionary is no different, Cam. So how about you kick this one off?
All right. Our term of the week is, again, one of those double meaning ones, a Fauci.
Fauci, F-A-U-C-I.
And I'll give you the sentence, and then you can work off that.
Okay, well, okay, yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, is it a noun, adjective, adverb? It's probably a noun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know these things. Hey, want to take this off Bumble and meet up this week? Yeah, I'm down. Maybe we can maybe we can go to the park and keep it one Fauci apart.
Okay, so this sounds like a brand new definition, of course. A Fauci he's not the biggest guy in the world. Or like 5'6", maybe, or 5'8", maybe. I'd say he's approximately my height, 5'8", 147 pounds. He probably wears a size 8.5 or 9 shoe, depending on.
In case we're looking for sponsorships here.
Just letting you know, if you are looking if you do have a 8.5 or 9, that's the particular size that fits me best. I'm gonna say a Fauci is something to do with distance between people. Certainly an American definition. It probably applies more in America than it does here. So I'm going to say, a Fauci is a person who wants to follow CDC guidelines.
No. So you're close. I mean, it kind of sets itself up to that. One Fauci is equivalent to 6 feet.
Oh, okay. So it's a unit of measure.
It's a unit. That's what I was sure. Is a unit of measurement a noun? I guess. I don't know.
No, it is a noun. I was on the right path, though.
You're on the right path. And I mean, it sets you up. The other one I had for the week, and this one's again, I think you'll get it even without the definition, a stimmy.
That's a stimulus check.
That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's been that's common language.
Yeah, that's a term for a long time. If they're using it in Arrested Development season 3, it's been around for a long time.
There's no. Okay. All right, send it.
Cam, I got one here for you. It is a squat cobbler.
Please use in a sentence.
Of course. I asked my girlfriend what her biggest fetish was. She told me she was a squat cobbler.
Again, the sentence leads to no information.
Well, unfortunately, when it comes to Urban Dictionary definitions, you'll give it away if you just actually use it in a sentence. So you kind of set the scene of what it could be, and then kind of go from there.
A squat cobbler. Fuck. I don't think it has anything to do with corn, even though my gut instinct says yes.
I don't know how your gut found that, but that's okay.
Cobbler.
I think. Okay.
Cobbler, corn on the cob. But also cobbler means shoemaker.
Yeah, there we go.
So a squat cobbler. Oh, this one's tricky. You squat and then you're... Okay, I'm going to guess she likes holding her own ankles while wearing high heels.
Cam, that's not quite close. Well, that's okay. That's okay. A squat cobbler. It's a fetish thing, so, it's all doms and subs. Of course, dominate your chubs at Chubway. Squat cobbler is a sex act where a fully clothed person pulls their pants down and squats, exposing their buttocks, into a pie and wiggles around while being filmed. You can also, other terms for this have also been known as a Boston cream splat or a Dutch apple ass. Yeah, there you have it. I mean, if you like putting your butt in desserts, you're a squat cobbler.
What'd you call it? The Boston cream splat?
The Boston cream splat.
Hey, baby, maybe we can take this off Bumble and try a little Boston cream splat.
See, I could have used that sentence too, and you'd be like, "Oh shit!"
Best part about it, baby, we can keep it Fauci
and keep it all Fauci. Keep it full Fauci if you want. Yeah, that's a tough one. That was a tough one.
I love that one.
But Cam, you demonstrated that doesn't have to all be fetish, or that doesn't all have to be sex stuff and fetishes and.
No, that's just where your mind goes, big fella.
It's easy to find, It was easy to find one there.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I love it.
And we're not kink shaming.
Boston splatter.
Boston cream splat.
I like it. I'm going to bring that one back to the bedroom tonight.
Of course, yeah. Let us know how it works. twoceesinapod@gmail.com.
Did you try the squat cobbler?
Present your partner with a nice apple crisp. And then
if you send us a pic wearing 2C's merch while doing a squat cobbler, we'll feature you on the show.
Of course. That would be amazing. Not only would we receive kind of direct contact with fans, but also how did they get 2C's-in-a-pod merch? There'd be a lot of great
You have to make
things.
your own, but
you have to make your own merch. Of course, you can use any of our images. They're just kind of up there on Shutterstock. You can pay a premium price for them if you want. It's all royalty free. There's no intellectual property associated with any of our releases.
Isn't there?
There is, but is there or sarcastic? Is there?
I have no idea. I don't know how international property works.
Technically, you mean intellectual property?
International property.
How does international property work? That's a good question, Cam. Yeah. Technically, everything we do on this is intellectual property.
Yep. So it is ours. Can we sell it?
Things such as Headliner Asinine, things such
How much can we
as
sell
Urban
this
Dictionary
podcast
Balderdash.
Wheel of Death?
Wheel of Death. How much is this podcast evaluated at? Is that what you're asking?
Valuated.
Yes. We just popped up on the TSX, of course.
Nice.
At 2 CP. Of course, the number 2. We're the only stock out there with a number on it, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And just building up towards that.
Can't wait for the double IPO.
Yeah.
Followed by an IPA.
Yeah. Of course, we're kind of we're doing penny stocks right now. We're gonna work our way up to an independent public offer. Is that what it's called?
Initial
public offering with Steve Madden Boots. Of course, we're kind of following a lot this kind of similar business model as the Wolf of Wall Street.
Is Steve Madden Boots still around?
Of course, I believe so. I think I
bought a pair of them. They were great.
I think I saw.
What's the best pair of shoes you've ever bought?
Best pair of shoes I ever bought.
That maybe lasted the longest, or maybe were your favorite that kind of went away.
Now I go back to this. I buy the same Vans shoe every year, or like once every year.
So
and
I
a half.
think that's the one. Then.
It's the Vans Atwood shoe. However, like I've you buy a different one you buy a new pair every single year just because you fucking run through them, right? It's the one shoe I'll wear between like approximately this time, like it's pretty much when it's not snowing or when there's not
you
snow on the
swap
ground.
out.
I'm wearing this one pair of shoes. I'm the same with boots. I go back to the exact same Dakota brand of Dakota steel toe boots for work.
Nice.
I actually saw this.
How many pairs have you gone through?
Probably at least 4.
Damn.
Yeah, because I just beat them the fuck up. They get beaten up, they get scratched, they get fucking dinged. They're no longer black. They're now this gray color that cannot be washed out. But I say the best pair of I got a pair of shoes. There's a pair of like Etnies skate shoes when I was a kid. And I remember them being like my favorite. Like, I love these shoes. Like they matched.
these are
they were the
sick.
same color as like my backpack or something. I think I was in high school. Yeah, I just like really liked those shoes. I like the shoes I wear now, but it's just more just like it's function at this point.
Yeah, I hear you. That's pretty cool. I like people that wear the same shoes over and over.
Oh yeah,
it's
it's
just consistent. You don't have to think.
It's called a life hack. You find a pair of shoes you like, just keep going back to it.
See, I got like 8 pairs of shoes, so I like to switch it up. But my favorite pair of boots that I bought were a pair of these ones I got at Aldo, which are typically like, dog shit, will fall apart in 6 months. But these so far are leather boots that have lasted me 3 years now, like multiple winters, multiple springs, multiple falls, which is incredible. And then this pair that I can no longer buy because they went out of
Went out of fashion, of course. You can't buy them anymore. They're not in fashion.
No, I think they're still in fashion. The Adidas Shadow Knit Tubulars. They were around for a few years. Oh, they're sick. I still have one pair of them, and I hardly ever wear them. They're for I don't even know what they're for, but they get worn sometimes when it's a special occasion.
Well,
I also just bought a pair of Billy boots too, which I'm pretty pumped on.
I'm right now in a shoe influx because I needed new running shoes. So I purchased new running shoes. But the old ones, it's not that they don't work as shoes. They just have like little tread on them. Like I wouldn't want to wear them if I'm outside playing tennis. If you're outside playing basketball, I'd be slipping all over the place. So I bought a pair of shoes in preparation. But it's not like I'm not going to throw out this pair of shoes. They still contain a little bit of value.
So what can you use them for?
The old shoes?
Yeah.
It would be like, I could work out in those shoes, no problem.
That's a good idea. Use them for that then.
Of course, but if you're going outside to, you're playing some basketball or you're going outside to play some tennis, I'd probably want to wear my brand new shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm
in a bit
drip.
of a weird shoe influx right now. Of course, I have a pair of basketball shoes that have just been collecting dust over the last year.
You got the Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry special, right?
Exactly. I have the Stephen Curry's, the Stephen Curry 14s. I wear them every so often just to kind of like remember what they feel. Just kind of like remember what they feel like. And then all it really is will be just for like working out because I'm not wearing them out and about. Like they're shoes that I'm only wearing on a basketball court.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of holding out. And it was the worst because I bought these shoes and I played, I think, maybe 4 weeks.
How'd you play in them, though?
Fantastic.
That's good.
Defensively, I was, I had a little bit of a hop in my step. A couple, I was able to kind of long outlet passes.
Imagine if they were like the shoes. What was it in Space Jam that he put on?
You're thinking like Mike.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. The other, actually, I'd say Like Mike is a far better movie than Space Jam.
Well, I didn't grow up with Like Mike, so
pile of dog shit, that movie. Yeah. Anyways,
disagree.
Space Jam 2. Check it out on HBO Max or Crave this summer.
Is it actually out?
Are you mad that Lola the Bunny is no longer hypersexualized? Well, then join the rest of the incels. Check out reddit.com/r/incel where you can get all of your Lola isn't sexy anymore sexual strike grief out of your system. That's reddit.com/r/Space Jam 2.
Wait, is it /incels or Space Jam 2?
Both of them. Yeah, the incels have kind of taken over both of these message boards.
You can't
just
be in both.
Furious that they can't jack it to a cartoon anymore. They're just furious.
At least we still have. Sorry, at least they still have the tapes.
Yeah, they can go back and watch Space Jam and just violently masturbate.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good way to start off your Monday, everybody. Think about that.
Yeah, think about it. Think
I think we got one
about
more.
start off your Monday by thinking about how people are upset that a cartoon no longer wears short shorts with tits. Think about how people are upset that they don't do it anymore. Isn't that well? Okay.
Not that they do.
Not that they did in
don't.
the first place. More people are mad that they're not doing it than people who are mad that they did it in the first place. Wow, Jesus fucking Christ! The other day we were going through what the generations are, like what the gaps are, what they're called. Mm-hmm. Of course,
Yeah.
I guess we are, or I am. Are you a 94?
That's correct.
Okay, so you are the last year of millennial. Before the
Are you sure? I think I'm a split.
No, I'm also a millennial. Millennial's like 85 to 94 was that gap.
Okay. All right. That's sick. That's sick.
But
I'm such a millennial.
But you're on the cusp of being the Gen Z. Now the Gen Zs are the ones that everyone fucking
TikTok.
hates. Exactly.
Yeah.
Gen Zs are the one trying to cancel Eminem.
For what?
All of his lyrics. Because they don't they retroactively heard a bunch of songs and were like, wait, this is bad. But the new generation is Generation Alpha. They're the ones, who are
they
now
alpha as
told.
shit?
Well, they're going to be because we're telling them they're Generation Alpha. They're gonna kind of, it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible. Like 40 years from now, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, that's life, isn't it? 40 years from now, it's gonna
40
suck.
years from now is going to suck, and that's pretty much what life is. I guess, I'll be almost 70 at that point, and we might just be calling it quits.
Yeah, I don't plan to make it that far. 39 or die.
Yeah.
All right, let's play one more game.
We have 2 more games to play, Cam.
2?
Yeah.
How?
Because, of course, every single week, we chunk out a little bit of our show to bring you a smooth, clean, well-rehearsed 5 minutes.
Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot.
Of the
Oh my god, I
nightcap.
can't believe I missed out on that one.
The Nightcap, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist. All we need is 5 minutes to recap this week's episode. Maybe less than 5 minutes, but certainly not more than 5 minutes. We're going to need more than 5 minutes.
How'd you miss it?
That's right. Wow.
How'd you
How
miss
did
it,
I
Cam?
forget it? Okay.
Of course,
you
yeah.
got the first half, right?
I do. Of course, what we do here
Okay,
on the
good. I
show,
wanted to
we've
make
been
sure we both
watching
did double up.
season 1 of Knight Rider, starring David Hasselhoff, amongst others, and Kit, voiced by William Daniels, which still gets me every single time. I still find it to be a lot of fun. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the next little 5 minutes and talk about this week's episode. So bring yourself back, folks, to a beautiful Friday in the fall of October 1982, where we bring you episode 6, Just My Bill, of Knight Rider in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We open up with Devin standing at the top of the skyscraper where he meets Maggie Flynn, a no-nonsense senator of the people. She is in the midst of opposing a big energy bill. Devin believes she might actually be in some kind of danger. And, he is affirmed by that right when a skid full of cement drops right on top of her. Luckily, Devin is there to make the save. Back at our headquarters, Bonnie is adjusting Kit's laser duct. Maybe that'll come into play later, like the oxygen valve came into play last week. Devin tells Michael this week his mission is to protect Maggie, and that's exactly what we do. However, when Michael goes over to the office to drive Maggie to an interview, some henchman tries to run us over. Good thing Kit gets in the way, and Michael and Maggie begin to chase this guy down. Maggie asks, hey, this car's way ahead of us. We're in Kit. We're going super fast. Maggie asks, can we go any faster? And Michael Knight says, my favorite line of the episode, I can't. I might hit a pedestrian. There's nobody around. This is being filmed on a Hollywood backlot. So now we hear from the bad guys. Senator Forbes, he's the one who's behind this plot of stopping the the energy bill from going through. Obviously, so it means more money for him, more money in his pocket. Back at the office, Devin is waiting for us because he wants Maggie to get out of town until all of this settles. But of course, as we head out, we are followed by the exact same mysterious henchman, still unnamed. All of our henchmen are always unnamed. We find out that the car of the henchman belongs to a man named Brian Orendorff, who's actually a big supporter of Maggie's, has been for years. We go to visit Maggie's assistant. We go to visit him at Brian Orendorff's office, where Maggie's assistant Jane is incredibly uncomfortable to be sitting in Kit, like, unattended. I mean, I get it. You know, it'd be weird hearing a car talk back to you, but she feels as though it's like a guy hitting on her at a bar, and she doesn't want to be there. Michael Knight tries finding Orendorff, who escapes through a back door in his office. That can only mean one thing, Cam. The chase is on. Take it.
So the chase goes on. He's running through the back door, and thank God we got Kit with his person sensing technology to drive around, knowing exactly where everyone is somehow, and manages to put Brian Orendorff into a corner and do his signature power slide into the wall, but give just enough space to pin Orendorff into the wall. Michael Knight catches up to him and says, "What the hell are you doing here? What's going on here?" And basically says, "I'm sorry, I'm not the bad guy. I'm against the bill too. But I thought you were one of those goons trying to get me. It seems like these are some real bad hombres," as they say, trying to shut this down. So, as time goes on, Michael and Jane are now into a hideout as what is her name again?
Maggie?
Anyway, Maggie, yeah. As Maggie is doing some conference or something like that, they're hiding out, eating breakfast, and then Jane gets the news that Forbes is going to try and sneak the bill through when no one's expecting it. Oh no, what are we going to do? Well, Maggie's out, they're out of town, so how are they going to get there before, everything gets shut down? They go to call Maggie. The phone lines are cut. The goons are chasing everybody down. They're trying to stop any chance of them getting the news over to Maggie or them getting to the scene on time. So they say, okay, if we can't do it with the phones, we're going to have to do it live. We'll do it live. Then get in their car, of course, and the goons are now blocking any way to get to the place where you do voting with their cars and guns. And Mike, in classic fashion, finds a ramp that is right above the roadblock, flies Kid over it. I can't imagine how many cars they've gone through at this point. Picks up Maggie, takes the road less traveled, and bypasses the roadblock to get around them a second time. These goons are not very good. We think it's all over, but it's not. This chase scene has just begun. How much time? I got 48 seconds left. Classic chase scene. They got guns, but don't worry, Kit's okay. Michael actually calls a terrorist attack and gets the National Guard to respond. We never actually see the National Guard come in, but I thought that was a nice little escalation we saw there. The goons catch up, not in their cars, but instead in a helicopter, where we see one of the most insane scenes so far. I don't even want to know the budget here, where a helicopter is sent out with rockets chasing after Michael. Remember, these is not CGI'd. Helicopter is chasing after them, landing on the car, chasing so close to them. Michael opens up his sunroof and leaves Kit on autopilot. Then jumping onto the helicopter, throwing both shooter and the pilot out of the moving chopper into the water, steals the helicopter, brings the chopper back, and returns to Kit, gets Maggie to the vote, and catches the criminals. Woo!
Whoa, that was No, you were cutting it close there, Cam. I gave you all the time in the world.
You did. Once I couldn't figure out Maggie's name, it was a tough one.
It was game over. Maggie Flynn, Senator of the People.
Senator of the People. I like how she steals the guy's sandwich at the beginning, like, mind if I have this? And he's like, take it.
I got a bit of a
thanks
belly.
for the sandwich. Yeah, I'll come work for you when you get rid of that beer belly, Jimmy.
So, folks, stay tuned next week. Of course, we got episode 107 coming up.
Highly recommend that episode, though, just for that helicopter scene alone. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was a good episode. All
right, let's play the final game, and then we can get on with our days.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Of course, we always end the show the exact same way, and that's playing a little bit of headline or asinine.
Hey, 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 headline or asinine. Hey,
headline or asinine.
You know how the game's played. There's real headlines. There are fake headlines. And we got to figure out which one is which. Cam, I'm going to kick this one off this week. Ready for it? Missouri pastor on leave after giving sermon berating wives who gain weight after marriage.
Could repeat that last part, the sermon thing?
Missouri pastor on leave after giving sermon berating wives who gain weight after marriage.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know what sermon meant, but that just means like preaching, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
That's a good question. 'Cause I doubt the religion says you're allowed to do that, but I imagine it probably doesn't say that you can't do that. So it's one of those catch-22s where you want to let him know you stay diligent to your husband, but also don't get fat. And it's a question as old as time, is it not? I can imagine there's some guy who decides that it's in his wheelhouse to let everyone know that this is what he thinks, and then the old Karens of the world came back and said, "You can't say this about us," and then he, for all intents and purposes, got canceled. That's a headline.
Cam, that is a headline, and it is also intents and purposes.
Intense?
Intents and purposes. It's not intensive purposes.
Gotcha.
Cam, that is a headline. You are right. This happened when Pastor Stuart Allen Clark of the First General Baptist Church in Malden, Missouri, had a sermon which was broadcast online on the website, full out on YouTube. You can find all of this. Where in the sermon, he criticized women who gain weight after getting married and said that it's important that your husband thinks you're hot. Here's a huge direct quote from the movie that I'll give to you. He said, "I'm not saying every woman can be the epic trophy wife of all time, like Melania Trump. Most women can't be trophy wives, but maybe you're a participation trophy. Men have a need for their women to look like women. Sweatpants don't cut it all the time. Wearing flip-flops and pajamas to Walmart isn't gonna cut it. There ain't nothing attractive about that. Men want their wives to look good at home and in public. Can I get an amen?" Amen. Of course.
Can I get a holla?
I got a hallelujah. Of course, the council and the people at the top of the church have completely condemned his actions and words, saying that they do not in any way align with the beliefs of the church or Christianity at all. The pastor is currently on leave and is seeking counseling.
Well, that do they call that blowback? What do they call that?
I think they call that.
What's the word? What do you call that?
Yeah, I think they call that you shouldn't have said it in the first place.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said that.
Like, that's the definition of, like, bad at your job, right? Like, giving a sermon that's not in line. Like, if you're a pastor giving a sermon that's not in line with the church's beliefs.
You got to spice it up every now and then.
That's got to be the definition of bad at your job.
All right, headline or asinine, Cam. Suspected drug dealer arrested after giving fake name, which comes back with warrants.
I'm sure this happens all the time. You're pulled over. I've seen enough live PD to know what's going on. You get pulled over. You don't have obviously you have an invalid license, so you just toss out a name, hoping it would work. I'm fucking
Daryl Smith.
That's who I am. And they search and they're like, haha, joke's on you. Because not only is it a crime to give a false identity to a police officer, but then they kind of also nab you. They have this like in-between period where they're like, well, who he says he was is a huge criminal. So let's bring him in for that. Then we'll figure out that he's not that person. And then he's fucked anyways. You know what? The police give you so many opportunities to tell the truth. And people just choose not to. So I'm going to say that's a headline.
That is a headline out of Michigan where a 30-year-old man was spotted at around 6:30 on a Friday, and this is the AM, with just sitting around. Troopers arrived, showed up, and basically said, "What the hell are you doing here? Like, this seems suspicious." They eventually said, "Okay, who the hell are you?" Gives a name, and that guy turns out with a warrant, unfortunately, and they get brought back to the office. he obviously then figures out by the time he gets to the office, the warrants. Can we stop? Shush. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So goes to the office. Then they figure out that he is not that right person, but he also has meth on him. So, all's well that ends well. We got a meth dealer off the streets, and we doubled up on the warrants. I don't know. Does that count? Does that count as getting 2 criminals in one day?
No, because the person who still has the outstanding warrants is still at large.
I'm just looking at the records here, Cam. It says we got 2 of them.
Yeah, God, that feeling of being in the back of a cop car and knowing you lied to the police. Like, where's the point where you're like,
I gotta come clean.
Or what's funny, I love what I love watching, shows like Cops or Live PD or whatever it is. They know they're lying, but they always think they can beat the cops. And I would say probably about 99.99% of people do not beat the cops. Not to say that it hasn't happened ever, but the odds are extremely not in your favor.
I mean, that's the only ones you see, though, right?
I mean,
maybe
those
it's
are the
actually a
ones you
lot.
see. Yeah, it could
maybe
be.
It's a lot higher percentage. Anyway, send me another one.
Okay, here you go. Headliner asinine: Japanese billionaire is recruiting 8 people for an interstellar orgy on a SpaceX rocket.
This sounds so made up, but oh fuck.
Does it? I mean, this is the
it
point.
would be
This
the
is
most
the point.
expensive porn.
This
Yeah,
is the
this would be
point
the
of
most-
private space travel. You can go up to space and do whatever you want.
Now, would this surpass your list as number 1 as the most expensive porn ever done? Because you better know he's filming it.
This could be, of course, I think we had, it was Caligula was the most expensive adjusted for inflation. Yeah. It was something
And
like
then number
60,
2 is Pirates, right?
It was, I think, number 1 was something, like 65 million or something like that. Yeah.
Who remembers the title? I just remember the scenes.
Caligula.
I'm going to go ahead and say headline.
Cam, that's asinine. I made it up. However,
However.
the second that public space travel is allowed, someone's going to fuck up there. The
Mile
on
High
like
Club, you're like, how about the very higher than Mile
it's called
Club?
the Interstellar Club.
There it is.
That
Oh,
as
that's a
soon
good
as they
line.
made a cabin on a plane, somebody fucked in it. And I assume SpaceX would be no different.
You can't imagine. All right. Headliner asking, and we're going back to Japan.
Ooh.
Japanese company offers paid leave to grieve if employee's favorite band member leaves their group.
Oh, now this would be a big one. Of course, over there, over in Asia, they have these huge multi-performer K-pop bands. If your favorite
Japanese
member
pop.
of BTS left, you're
K-pop.
part of the BTS army. You're gonna be devastated. If Jung Lee, I think that's one of their names, if he left, you'd be devastated. That being said,
He's my heartthrob.
I'm trying to think of a time where I've been so upset that a member of a band has left, and I want to say maybe it's never happened. I know I've been not stoked. I don't even want to say upset because it has nothing to do with me. I remember being like not stoked when a band stops being a band or something like that. They stop performing together, whatever have you. But Japan, paid sick leave, having sex with animals. It all kind of is on board, but I'm going to say that's asinine.
This one's real, and it gets even weirder. The company's name is Hiroro, and
You mean Halolo?
no, I never said it out loud. It sounds so funny. All right. Recently made waves on Twitter, revealing the company would offer paid leave to fans of idols. So they don't call them band members; they call them idols, and that's something to know. If their favorite member of the idol group leaves due to graduating or get married. So graduate means they leave the band. If they get married, I guess that's also another.
Well, the ball and chain isn't going to let you go on tour,
And I guess not. So it keeps going because I thought, wow, what a bizarre thing. 'Cause Japan typically is known for having rigorous work policies. But this is one thing where they said we have to take it too far. The clause also states that allowing employees if they'd say in a week in advance, they can leave work early or take the day off to attend a live gorilla concert as well.
That's
now
fun.
it's not a gorilla concert the way that I imagine it.
Okay,
it's
so
that,
you pictured Gorilla, but I
Correct.
think in that
This one
article
is
it's
with you.
GUE.
Yeah. Allowed to take 10 days off if their favorite member graduates, 3 paid days off for their second favorite member, and subsequently ranked members. So like I said, it just gets weirder. They're paid in full. It's due to mental or emotional distress. I was looking up some of the comments on Reddit, and a few people were like, I know people like this. This is probably a good policy.
Well, I think in North America, I think that equivalent for us would be, when somebody is like from a team, they're traded or they sign a free agency deal with a new team, and then people burn their jerseys. It'd be kind of like that, if somebody, your favorite, if Kyle Lowry got traded last week, I think the whole city of Toronto would have needed a day. Just
I think that would have been
kind
fair.
of collect their thoughts, remember, what's important in life.
Yeah. Sports.
And all those things. Cam, are you ready for your final headline?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Woman sues restaurant alleging she was injured by a drag queen's breasts.
Yeah, this one, I could see this happening just by the whip, right? I don't think it popped out or anything, but I imagine that someone got their big old fake titties in someone's face, hit it a little hard, and then maybe their eyes got a little bit swollen. They were like, this is basically rape. This is rape. This is the big R one. This is it. And then they were like, that does not constitute as rape. They're like, well, that's personal injury. That's what it is. That's my bet on how this happened, is a big old titty shake. Headline.
Cam, this is a headline. This is a story out of Tampa, where a woman is suing a restaurant called Hamburger Mary's.
Pause there. It's out of Florida.
Yes.
There
No,
we go.
it's talking Tampa Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah, where a woman is suing Hamburger Mary's restaurant, saying that while she was attending a birthday party, she was struck by a performer's breasts. The woman's name is Neldon Molina, who was out celebrating a friend's birthday party, and then at some point in the evening, music began to play. The crowd starts clapping and cheering, and an announcement comes on to say that the drag show was about to begin. Apparently, this restaurant is also known for having drag performances. The woman claims that the performer came up to her, grabbed her head, and wiggled her breasts against her face 8 times. Afterwards, the woman approached a manager, saying that she was in excruciating pain and even had headaches. She even went to the hospital because of cervical pain and uncontrollable headaches. She is suing the restaurant for $1.5 million, seeking past, present, and future medical costs, as well as pain and suffering, because the restaurant failed to inform customers of any possible dangers while eating.
So I was right about the big old tiggies. Mm-hmm. I don't get how she tied all those things into it. But hey, you know what? Land of the free, home of the brave, right? Florida.
Exactly.
That's what they say. Sorry, she was barking at a bird outside, so I apologize to the folks at home.
I think you just got to let her out, Let a dog be a
dog.
dog.
And then I tried to. I kicked her out. I had to kick her in the butt to let her out.
But then you let her back in. I think you just got to let her out. Keep her out.
I tried. All right. God damn it. All right. Third headline here. Headline announcement, Cam. 2 people killed in Cancun plane crash after a gender reveal stunt went horribly awry.
God, how could it... Oh, man. How many more of these goddamn gender reveals until we realize that it's fucked? I've never met a parent who had a gender reveal also.
Not yet.
Not yet, of course. I'd be curious. Well, I feel like... I don't know. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that you ever have like something you want to ask somebody, but it's like kind of an inappropriate question to ask, or you may not be close enough with them. It's like when you see somebody in their late 20s doing all these lavish, expensive things, and all you want to do is ask them, how the fuck do you afford this?
Correct.
Or you want to
When you see some of the cocaine addiction and you're
or
like,
you want
how
to
the
be
fuck do
like,
you afford this?
you see somebody going on expensive trips, purchasing expensive things, and then you're like, hey, why do you still live at your parents' house? You know, you want to ask them like a real rooted question that is against...
Where's your priorities?
Like where, you know, I mean, for me, it was get the fuck out of my home. I get the fuck out of my parents' house as soon as I can, and then we'll worry about lavish, expensive things, you know. But it's like slightly inappropriate to ask, you know, like you need a very close friend, Cam. Like I need you to have a gender reveal before I can be like, why the fuck are you having a gender reveal? You know, like there's sort of that level of closeness of friendship. Because I mean, I guess there are probably thousands of gender reveals which go on injury-free. However, we only hear about the ones where people die or things get set on fire, causing millions of dollars of destruction. Those are the only ones we actually hear about, and it kind of taints the entire thing. So I picture with this one, you know, like a trick plane that's spewing out smoke behind it, and the smoke was either blue or pink, or it was like writing in the sky. You know, like, it's a boy, and then everyone was going to get excited or something like that. But why two people were in the plane? I don't know. There's a better story behind this, but just because it's dumb and shit like that, I'm going to say it's asinine.
This is a headline and kind of a sad one too, because
well, people died. Of course, it's sad.
It was a pilot and his co-pilot in the plane. They were going to do the old hang a banner behind the what's it called, and then basically it's like, it's a boy, oh my god, is that going into a tailspin? And then it landed in the ocean. Like that was it.
So what happened?
Like,
just like
they died. That's it.
No, but,
like,
but any word, like did the banner get caught in a blade?
Nothing to do with it. Just kind of the two things happened. They're unrelated. Right, but they both happened.
But was it like no information if it was like mechanical failure? Because the planes just don't fucking go nosedive into the ocean. There has to be a reason for it.
Video captured screams of observers.
Cam's skimming through the article right now.
Skimming through the article. I read it before. I didn't see
he did his homework.
Did you my homework?
Cam's looking around the room looking for hints. He's looking at a plant right now. He's looking at a mirror of himself. Hoping for answers. Sort of has like a dead eyes.
Yeah. They launched an investigation.
Okay. Investigation is pending. Who knows? Maybe these pilots went full Roy Halladay on us, and we just don't even know that information.
Who knows? Maybe they hate gender reveal parties and wanted to be.
Maybe they also hate gender reveal parties and just wanted to be a part of that. Okay, that was a fantastic headline. And God, I got to say, I think that is all the time that we have for this week's show, folks. We want to thank you again for listening. Keep on coming back because Cam's favorite episode 69 is coming up. Where
wait.
Cam, you hyped it last week, so I'm anticipating in 5 weeks, I just don't have to do anything for the show. It's going to be so hands off. You're just going to kind of lead this thematic discussion for 75 minutes or so. I'm not even going to prep for that episode. I can't wait to hear what you have in your sick and twisted mind. But remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe. Podcast is everywhere. Let us know. twoceesinapod@gmail.com. What do you want to see in episode 69? Who knows?
Wait.
This will be a question specifically for Cam, as we found out that it's his favorite episode number. Of course, we already passed episode 13 for me, so I'm all in the clear for now until we hit that big 100.
That's correct. That one, 911 and 420 are the only real numbers that count for podcasting.
And we have a ways to go before episodes 420 and episode.
This is the first one. This is the first
9/11.
milestone. Some people say it's 50. Some people say it's 100. I say it's 69, 420, and 911.
We're also waiting. We have a huge step between episode 911 and episode 420. Oh, episode 666. Can't forget about episode 666.
Can't forget about.
Yep.
That's right. Those are the fun numbers.
Yeah.
Hey, never forget, folks. You planning on doing a wedding this year? Well, you're probably not going to beat this record. The longest wedding veil over 63 football fields. I'm Cam LeClaire signing off.
Take care, folks.
Continuing
Tonight on Two C's in a Pod. 96.7 on your... Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's in a pod, because we're 2 C's in a pod, just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com.